What's good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your favorite gentleman, Jay Rashad. Of course, as always, I got a fan favorite here, Mr. KJ, with me. And we were talking. And on a previous episode, we talked about how pain is necessary for growth. But then KJ had an epiphany, I'm going to say, for lack of a better term. What were you talking about with that, KJ?
When we were looking at the clips and, talking to people and having other conversations, and what we realized is people always hear that, pain is necessary for growth. Mm-hmm. There's never really a conversation around how pain is supposed to get you to the next level, what it's supposed to teach you, what you're supposed to do with those lessons. How do you actually get from point A to point B?
Right.
And so I just kind of figured it's something maybe we could try to dive into, share our own personal experiences and show people how we get there.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think the big part is first even being able to identify your strengths and weaknesses. And I knew this, but I saw like a clip from what is it? Like Giannis has like a podcast or was on somebody's podcast and they were talking about their strengths and weaknesses.
He was on it, yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, they were talking about how your strength usually is your weakness, which that typically is what happens. It's a double-edged sword. So he's like, what's my strength? I'm an asshole. I don't really care what anybody thinks about me. So I know I'm able to use my free will, move freely, get the things done that I want done, blah, blah, blah. But it's also his weakness. He's an asshole. Sometimes it makes him stubborn, makes him not pay attention to things, makes it hard for him to bring people closer in, things of that nature. So it ends up being your weakness too.
Yeah.
And so if you don't find, from what I've been able to observe, no matter what your strength and weakness is, if you don't find balance, at the end of the day, no matter what you accomplish, you end up feeling lonely.
So you got to find that sweet spot.
You got to find it.
So now, first of all, that takes a level of self-awareness. First of all,
it does,
in order to even get to that point. But then, what's a way that we can kind of find that sweet spot? Because that takes some fine tuning. That takes, like I said, self-awareness. That takes mental stability. Like, how do we find that balance?
Well, I think the first thing that you said is the awareness, and that's like step one. Mm-hmm. And I think what keeps a lot of people from gaining the awareness is no one ever wants to look at their self as the bad guy in a situation. Right?
True.
I know referencing some other sports stuff, specifically NBA stuff. I know Charles Barkley had a saying that I laugh at where he's like, you can be a fool for a moment or a fool for a lifetime. And I think of that along the same terms. I can be the bad guy for a moment or I can be a bad guy for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So if I'm constantly going through a situation, of course, everybody always hears, well, if you're always going through something, you're the common denominator. And it's like, that's cool. But because people have so scripted that if you're in a situation and the situation is horrible and it's your fault, that means you're a bad person, people refuse to look at it.
Yeah.
And so what they end up going is, well, what was my intent in the situation? My intentions were good, so this can't be my fault. And it's like, that's only a part of the equation, right? If every time I got in the car, I got in a wreck, I didn't have intentions of hitting people.
Right.
But if every time I get in the car, I get in a wreck, it's probably something to do with my driving.
I know somebody like that.
I feel like we all probably know one or two somebody's like that.
Oh yeah.
Hit a curb and just go, oopsie. Like,
Man.
no, when are you gonna stop hitting curbs? Anyway.
Right.
Nah, don't get me on that. But and that's really what it boils down to. Like, for me, realizing my strength and weakness. Mark, if you ever hear this, I know you're gonna say I told you so. My biggest strength and weakness growing up is I allowed my empathy to override intelligence. And it came from a place of always feeling like the outcast, always feeling like I misunderstood, always feeling like I mislabeled. So when people are treating other people that way, when I see other people who are outcasts, when I see homeless people of the world, when I see all of these things, like it pulls on me so heavy, I'm not thinking.
Yeah.
Well, the obvious thing is, and we've all either been that person or know that person, if you're the person that everybody else can always lean on, you end up being the person that has nobody there when you need something.
Yeah.
And so when you fall to pieces, you're the only person who's got to pick it up.
It's like you're the last domino.
And usually when that happens, for some strange fucking reason, it's like when you're trying to pick yourself up, pull yourself together, keep yourself from falling apart, people act like something's wrong with you because you can't help.
Right.
And it's like, for me, the last time I fell completely apart, and I knew I was tired of always falling apart. But the whole time, all the other times I fell apart, I'm like, my intentions are good. All I'm ever doing is try to help people, trying to love people, trying to help them not hit rock bottom. And then I'm constantly hitting rock bottom.
And
It was a fight. It was a dog fight, because I'm like, how can I tell myself to not help people?
And then you get labeled as the bad guy when something does happen. It's the Thanos effect. That's what I call it. Because his intentions were good. He was worried about universes to come, and they're like, nah, we want all these people here. So it's like, who was really the villain in that movie?
But I mean, at the same time, it's like, here's what annoys me about the way they did that. I'm not finna get all nerdy on y'all and talk about how that wasn't his motivations. That's not how he was. I'm not gonna do that. Y'all want to see me on that? Hit another channel I'll be on to talk about all that nerd stuff. But bro, snap your fingers and double everything. What are we doing here?
You would think so, right?
You could snap your fingers and quadruple everything, so you ain't got to do this every 1,000 years.
Right. Because one thing that's going to be exponential is going to be people.
It will always, because even if you halved everything, you're going to come back to the same problem.
Yep.
But at the same time, if you quadruple everything, you'll eventually come back to the same problem, but you did it without sacrificing everything.
Yeah. The only thing you might have to sacrifice is land if you're trying to quadruple like fruits and vegetables,
more planets,
stuff like that.
Make more habitable planets. Make more.
Yeah. Could. But yet that didn't come to his mind in no way, shape, or form. He just, I'll just get rid of half of the people and then we're good. Well, what happens when they repopulate?
But you see where that came from. His planet basically died. Mm-hmm. And all he was thinking was, it was way too many voices trying to make a decision. They did nothing. And because of that, the planet suffered. So I'm the only one who can make this decision, and I'm going to make the hard one. And they just need to be grateful.
It's almost like he made the decision out of his trauma.
Walked right into that one, didn't we? And usually, for the people who've gone through the struggle I've gone through, what you end up doing is just shutting everybody out.
Yep.
And I've made that choice a few times. But I can't live that way either. That still sends me down a spiral.
Yep.
So I had to really, why do I keep doing this? What's going on? I had to acknowledge, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel like I have to be the air for every soul on the planet? Right? So I know that part of that was selfish. I'm trying to, instead of actually go through here and work and heal, I'm trying to patch it with being there for others, because what you're secretly hoping is, I'm going to be there for somebody hard enough and strong enough and love them enough to where when I need somebody there, they're going to be there for me. And it's like, when I sat down and looked at all of that, I had to realize that only comes from the fact that I really don't care about myself like that.
You so worried about other people that you're not even worried about yourself.
No.
Yeah.
Because even the thought of someone telling me, don't do that for people, you can't give your all and your last to everybody else,
You still do it.
made me feel like I'm being selfish.
Make you feel like it's something better you could be doing. But sometimes you got to be selfish. Like I said, that sweet spot. It's hard to pinpoint sometimes.
There is something better that I could be doing than taking care of myself.
Because you feel like you'll sacrifice yourself before you sacrifice anything.
In a heartbeat. Pull the lever without hesitation.
Yep.
And it's like, from every aspect of actually being able to love and care for people, it says it biblically. It says it if you go to therapy, all of that. You can't do that if you don't know how to love yourself. You don't know how to love you. What makes you think you know how to love other people?
Man.
You can't do it.
And I think that's a hard reality for a lot of people to even remotely digest. I learned that about myself a year and a half ago. And I'm like, am I in the space to receive what I feel like I want? Like, nah.
Because to be honest, if somebody was doing all the sacrifice and everything for you that you do and gave to others, you wouldn't even accept it.
Yeah. It's so hard to accept that even. Like,
it's like dealing with a basket or a bucket with a hole in the bottom.
yep.
You don't know when to stop and you can't receive anything.
That was way better than what I was gonna put it. Honestly, that was way better than the way I was
And I
about to
just
put
came
it.
up with that. So I had to, learning that lesson taught me all the other lessons that we're talking about now, and made me realize it boils down to the fact that I don't love me, I don't care about me. I gotta fix that. And that's when, and we've had this conversation before, okay, if I'm gonna love me and care about me, I need to figure out how to do that and figure out what's wrong and what's keeping me from doing that. And to stop myself from overgiving or being used, I need to put up boundaries.
Yep.
And started realizing the lack of boundaries was causing a problem on every front.
Yep. Gotta set those boundaries.
And when you start listening to how you actually feel mentally and emotionally when things are going on, and you're going, I don't actually like that. I don't actually want to do this. And you start learning the word no.
Oh yeah.
You realize those boundaries are what helps you love yourself. And for me, that boiled over into everything else. As y'all might notice, if you've been watching the other videos, your boy done lost a little weight. But like, I used to try to hate myself into being healthier. It never worked.
Hate yourself into being healthy.
I'm dead serious. I hated the way I looked. I hated the way I felt. We already established I didn't care about me. None of that. And I'll care about me after I lose weight and get back in shape.
Wow.
And you try to force yourself through all this stuff. And I've realized loving myself and loving myself through the process of losing weight, I was never going to lose it, because the reason why I've lost 70 plus pounds, I do the one thing they tell you don't do during weight loss. I cheat all the time. I'm dead serious. I have a diet. I have a workout plan, and I cheat because I've realized I'm an entire person. I am not my mistakes. So sometimes I'm craving something. Okay, I'm going to go eat that. I'm still on the diet. I don't feel like working out today or tomorrow either. That's cool. Start back on Monday. Damn, I done fell off the wagon for 2 weeks. Okay, get back on it. And I just, instead of hating myself and shaming myself and forcing burnout, because I went hard as hell for,
I just gonna say.
okay, I went hard as hell for 4 straight months. And now I'm burnt out on the diet and exercise. or I made a mistake and I'm beating myself up and now it's making it harder for me to get back. Yeah. I'm just like, all right, you made a mistake. You're not your mistake. Let's keep going.
Just keep going.
Because if it was somebody I loved going through that, that's how I would have treated them.
Yeah.
I just never treated myself like somebody I loved because I didn't.
You never treated yourself the way that you wanted to be loved.
And then I had to realize at the end of the day, I am still very much a compassionate, empathetic person. I do want to help those around me. I do want to have those bonds. I'll never be able to get rid of that. But if I don't have boundaries, if I'm not making sure I'm okay, I can't help nobody. I don't want to keep constantly going through those cycles where I fall apart just to make it to the top of the mountain, just to fall apart again. I don't want to do that. So I have to take care of me. I have to limit access. Yep. I have to watch people when I allow them in and see how they act and decide whether or not can you get through the gates? Can you come into the house? Can you come into the rooms? And then just because you made it in there, don't mean you get to stay.
Yeah.
And that might hurt, but it's way better than the pain of me allowing you to stay there longer than you were supposed to.
Yeah.
And you knocking down walls and dirtying my house up and then just leaving. And I got to repair all of this.
You gave full access and then they completely overused it or misused it or whatever the case. And like I said, now you got to pick up the pieces.
Right. And I don't do it unlovingly. I give chances. Mm-hmm. We can talk. I'll sit down and explain. And depending on the person, depends on how far that grace goes. Because some people, yeah. Honestly, I'd say most of them, their intentions weren't bad. They didn't know what they were doing, right? And that's fine. That's fair. But for me, I have to cut it off if we've had some conversation. Because I give you the rules up front. I tell people that all the time. I give you the cheat code. I tell you exactly what I expect. I tell exactly what you need to understand, how I need to be treated. I want you to give me the manual as well. If we have a mistake, own up to that shit. Let's move on.
Be accountable.
Be accountable, and let's fix it and move on.
Yeah.
And I'll have those conversations, and some people, you realize they just don't have the capacity. They don't have the capacity to be accountable.
Yeah. It's not in their toolbox.
Whether it's an IQ or an EQ issue, they just don't have it.
Yep.
That's fine. You can't be here. Some people are so wrapped up in, how do I say it? They've got so many wounds to where they don't know what it's like for someone to come to them in a healthy manner and talk to them about what's going on.
Yeah.
So they implode. And that sucks. And I hate that for you.
Either that or retreat.
Right? And I hate that. And I want to help you. And you might get more grace than that other person did. But at a certain point, I got to let it go.
You have to. Because
at a certain point, usually you either keep doing what you're doing, or every time we have a conversation about it, it all gets turned into something about you. So you might even not necessarily keep doing what you were doing before. Or typically what happens is the frequency of what you're doing now just spaces out.
Yeah.
And so then the next time I talk to you about it, you blow up more than you blew up the last time. And then you might not do it again for a month this time.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yo, we can't keep doing this. And now it's an even bigger thing because what you're not doing is actually taking accountability.
Exactly. You got to take accountability. And aside from the accountability, you got to be self-aware. You got to be self-aware. Like, if I have to bring this to you every time, like, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. We've had this conversation before. This isn't the first time, it ain't the second time. At this point, it's a conscious decision you're making to continue this activity. what are you gonna do to change it?
Yeah. And for a lot of people, that's either capacity or some people really just don't care. And that's what I try to find. Because oftentimes is, even for the people who look like they don't care, if they don't have a lot of capacity, oftentimes they just seem a little immature. And so all it is like, you brought this to me, but I actually don't want to take the necessary steps to be, I just want you to let me slide.
Yeah.
And I've come across that so much, especially in relationships. I don't want to, I know you don't like this. I might even know that this ain't healthy or the right thing to do or whatever, but I don't want to spend the energy on correcting it, and I just want you to let me slide. How about I do other things? And it's like, it doesn't work that way.
Or they want special treatment because they feel like they're in a special place in your life and that they're exempt from that rule. Like, no.
And they don't understand how counterintuitive that is. If you are in a special place in my life, and at this point I'm practically begging you to stop doing something, and you're thinking, oh, well, I'm special to you and I'll just do other things for you, the very cachet of grace that you think you're supposed to have because you're not there, you're burning through by not doing this.
Yep.
It's a literal conundrum. You are messing up the thing you think you're supposed to have.
Yep. With entitlement. Ooh. So many people think like that too. Like, why do people feel like the boundary doesn't matter if I'm supposed to be special to you? Why does this boundary apply to me? It applies to everybody.
Boundaries are there, and I know we've talked about this before on a few other podcasts, and you and me have talked about this ad nauseum. The boundary is there. It's not there to keep you out. It's not there to keep you at a distance. It is there because I have learned how to treat me, and now it's trying to teach you how to treat me.
Yeah.
And you can't do other things to make up for this. It doesn't work that way. You put a drop of poison in my drink, and I'm asking you, hey, filter that out. I don't feel like filtering that out. How about I add some Kool-Aid and a pineapple?
Like, nah.
I still die. Could you
just added more to the equation?
Could we not do that? Like, it doesn't matter. You can add as much as you want to it. It's still in there.
Yeah.
It might make it a little more enjoyable out the time, but at the moment that hits my boundary, we have the same problem.
Again and again. Until you learn to stop doing that, we're going to keep hitting the same wall. Until I get to a point where I'm fed up and now I got to remove you.
And see, a lot of the times, talking about capacity, those same people have not built or do not respect their own boundaries.
Yeah.
And so if they don't respect their boundaries, they for damn sure not finna respect yours, and they don't understand why you're 10 toes on yours. Because I've been here, and I know me, and I love me, and I've learned me, and I know this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
My biggest thing, one of my biggest things when it comes to any style relationship I'm in, friendships, platonic relationships I have with ladies, romantic relationships I have with ladies, family, mutual respect. I have to have it. And if you're in the habit of, you feel like when you're upset, you can talk to me any kind of way. If you feel like you're smarter than me in an area, you can treat me like a child, et cetera, et cetera. It don't matter what you do for me, what you've done for me, what you're doing for me. It's not going to work.
Nope. Not. And the more you think like that, the worse it's going to get. Because this was set like this for a reason. But what are you going to do now when I've had too much and now I blow up?
Exactly. But now I'm the bad guy.
Right.
And it turns into, I've done all these things for him and I did this and I did that. Every single time I showed you a boundary, every time I asked you, treat me a certain way. Please don't do this. Instead of seeing me, you think you're a person who's so important and so special in my life not thinking that that's supposed to be mutual. If you loved yourself properly to have boundaries, you would understand boundaries and you would be like, why would I ever do that to somebody that I love?
Exactly.
But you haven't built that capacity.
And we're quick to say it about other people, though. They're quick to say, oh, well, if, like, in relationships, they're quick to say, well, if he's this way, then why would he ever do that to you? Because you did it to him.
But they don't ever see that. Like, when you start trying to give object lessons, do you know what it is to constantly cross this line? And no matter how many times I try to show you, I can't even talk now. No matter how many times I try to tell you, ask, plead, whatever, you're not getting it. Well, now if I start disrespecting some of your lines, it doesn't feel good, right? And then if I try to bring that up, you're still the bad guy. And I used to think they can't make the connections, and what I realized is they don't want to.
Yeah. Because then they got to hold themselves accountable for something.
And then you're the bad guy.
Either way. So that's somebody that you need to learn how to, even if it hurts, you got to remove that person. Either that or completely limit access.
And see, I used to be there, and I don't allow it to get to a place where it hurts me to rip you out of my life anymore.
Yeah.
I make sure I pay attention to it in the beginning. And that's why, in the beginning, I give you the book. I give you the cheat code. I'm not saying you got one strike. I gave you the rules. How many? Especially today, I know our generation does because we had to play video games and read manuals. People don't do that anymore. Oh, no, they don't.
Not at all.
So I know you're not even going to remember this whole conversation. This was day 1, day 2, whatever.
Right.
Right. So yeah, there's things we got to talk about, things we got to tweak. Some of that stuff changes.
Yeah.
As I grow or as I learn you and as I learn to love you, I might could just let this go and let this slide. Because I know breaks. How you are, who you actually are, all of that, right? Mm-hmm. But it still has to be a point where if you don't have that mutual respect, if you don't love yourself properly, if you don't have those boundaries, you're never going to respect mine.
And that's a big thing. Respect? Oh, that's huge. I'm big on respect. Once I realized you probably we probably playing baseball when it comes to disrespect with me. You got 3 strikes.
I've told you the rule I live by, right? See, 1's an accident, 2's a trend, 3's a problem. AJ,
so
he don't like problems.
Yeah.
You get cut at trend.
He plays softball.
We done at trend. No. Like if it's hard and habitual and your reactions are inflammatory, you gaslighty, you all that stuff.
Yeah.
I see that again. I've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
No. Squid Games, I've played these games before. Nah. You show those signs? And the second time, you still ain't trying to be an adult about it? Wow, we good.
Maybe we need to start playing Squid Games when it comes to some of these people.
Man.
Because, the consequences are drastic, but...
Well, the consequences, you don't get to have me in your life.
Right.
And not to be cocky, like, I know how I affect those around me that I love. Mm-hmm. I know how I do. I know how I'm there for people. I know how... hell, you've seen the road I've been on the last couple of days. I've grown and I try to help facilitate and affect growth.
Yeah.
Most of us are in circumstances, situations, whatever that we don't want to be in, but whether it be through the history of African Americans in this country, whether it be through bad education, trauma, etc., a lot of us don't know how to get out.
Yeah.
I would love to help.
But that also starts with a choice. You have to have the desire to get out of that.
Yep.
And some people just don't have it. They would rather try to skate by on the day-to-day.
And I had to learn that I can't help people who don't want to do the work. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing all of your work and mine because I still got work to do.
Mm. Definitely not doing all the work. I learned, I call it the 51-49 rule. Because once I give you more than 49% of help, once I'm at the 50 point, that's my limit. I'm gonna help you halfway. You got to come with the rest. If I'm helping you more than 50%, I'm doing it for you.
And my pendulum, I might have swung way too far to the right in that. And what I mean is like, I got people, I don't know if they'll ever see this, but I've got last year alone 3 people I just completely cut out of my life.
Yeah.
And the reason why I cut them out, and I even talked to them before I did, one person I'm thinking of in particular, they were the exact same person, have the exact same problems for the last 7-8 years. And what I realized is every time they were in a situation where they hit their head or they hit rock bottom or whatever, I was always there. I'm the one who found the solutions to get them out. I'm the one who put my blood, sweat, tears, money, whatever on the line to get them through where they were going, helping them come up with plans, being in there in the middle of the night, drop of a hat, moment's notice, whatever. When were you going to learn?
Exactly.
Because you're obviously not learning with what I'm doing.
Yep.
And so many things I sacrificed because you needed something.
And now here you are again. But what did you learn from any of this? Like,
you ain't learned nothing. And then for this one person in particular, I also looked at, because they met me before I learned to love myself, before I learned what boundaries are, how to use them, how to respect them, and then was trying to get them to do that as I'm growing. At the end of the day, could I trust you to be there if I needed something? Yeah, I could. But I literally couldn't trust them with anything else. I can't trust you with my secrets. You run your mouth. I can't trust you to treat me correctly. Every time I talk to you about it, you've got an excuse. Or it turns into a what about session.
I hate those. Oh, I hate those. Right.
So I can't trust you to keep my secrets. I can't trust you to treat me correctly. I can't trust you to respect me. Every time you feel a type of way about anything, there go your mouth. Talk to me any kind of way. I've had this person and another person did it as well. Say things and say stuff in front of significant others. And it's like, I can't even trust you to have my best interest at heart.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah, once you cross that line, it's a wrap. Ain't no coming back.
So, a lot of growing. But you have to sit there and ask yourself why. And be honest and accept the answers. You don't have to accept the outcome, but you got to accept the answers.
Yeah.
You are not those mistakes. You are what you continuously do, though.
Yeah. Like I said, that's a trend.
Exactly. You trending in that direction.
Right.
But because you are what you continuously do, that means you can change it.
Yep.
Continuously do something else.
That's it.
I was fat. Why? Because I was continuously eating. I was 50% Reese's because I continuously ate it. Actually, you know, when I first moved here to Texas, you know what I became? So first, when I was moving here, because I moved from Little Rock, being around like all these ramen shops and stuff. Remember I told you like I grew up in Japan? Yeah. Man, I was like, what? So I was at a ramen shop every day. And then I got this job where like I had to go out and like meet customers and this and that. And then I found out that with the company card, you know, as long as I ate certain things, didn't order alcohol, and I could show, because like they tracked us on GPS and all that stuff, but I could show, hey, I was with the client out somewhere.
Yeah.
I am not joking. There was a 4-month period where I ate Pappadeaux every working day. Ooh. And sometimes one of those 2 days I had on the weekend, I would find a customer and find the nearest Pappadeaux and say, meet me for lunch. And we would sit down.
They write it off anyway, but...
Exactly. I get to use my card. I get to write it off. I get to do all that. I was eating Pappadeaux Monday through Friday for lunch. Every Monday through Friday. And then looked in the mirror and was like, I gained 50 pounds. Well, no shit.
Real quick. Those habits, man.
Exactly. So I continuously did it. Mm-hmm. It became a part of me. Now, I'm continuously making the choice to eat better, to work out. What am I now? I'm smaller.
Yeah.
I'm healthier. Because I am what I continuously do.
It has to be those small habits. I mean, they make a big difference over time. That's the key thing. Like, I understand people want that instant result, but nine times out of 10, the faster you get it, the faster you lose it.
And that's what happens to a lot of people using like GLP-1s and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong. I was going to say I ain't hating, but I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm hating a little bit, and I'm hating because I used it for 2 months and I lost like 4 pounds. All it did was make me nauseated. Like, that's it. This is it. So if you using it and it works for you, yes, I'm hating on you. Fuck y'all, I'm mad. But if you get the weight off, please keep it off. Please keep it off. We've seen way too many people just blow back up. I know these food companies are cheating. Did you see that in the news? They've realized, like, they're trying to say that's why, like, restaurants are struggling so bad, which y'all are struggling because y'all cost too much. The food has gotten smaller and shittier. Like, please wake up.
Yeah.
But I guess they feel like, well, fat people would eat here anyway if it wasn't for that darn GLP-1 drug. So they're now designing foods to circumvent the GLP-1.
Seriously?
I'm dead ass.
So now, because we want the restaurant to make money, fuck what people doing. Let's counteract that so we can continue to make more money. We know people want to be healthy and make better choices, but we want them to stay big so they keep coming back to our establishment. If that's not capitalism,
you could even pivot. You could even pivot and be like, hey, we made food that works with your GLP-1. We're pivoting to be healthier. You could do that and think about, because everybody already knows that healthier food is more expensive. Mm-hmm. You could say, hey, we're making our foods healthier, and here's the proof. And you would get people in.
No, because it's about the dollar.
Because they would just rather you be fat and addicted to their food.
Yep.
Ain't that some shit?
Fucking crazy, ain't it?
This is America.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Happy New Year's. I don't know why we didn't leave with that, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Capitalism at its finest.
But yeah, that's what it all boiled down to for me. What did you say? What do you say you figured out your strengths and weaknesses were?
I figured out...
That's one of mine. That's my big one.
I figured out that... What's the way to word it? I don't want to
tell us.
I don't want to say empathy, but I learned that a weakness kind of came from trauma.
Okay.
Similar to what you were saying, it's like I gave people too many chances because like especially growing up, I didn't necessarily have the opportunities or the people around me, and I always felt like if I just had a little bit of help, I could have been so much further.
Yeah, man.
So now in my adulthood, I realized I overhelped people. I overextended because I felt like if they just had a little help and they just had a little motivation, a little push, that they can get across the mountain. Now,
and in the end, that was just to complete a narrative for you.
Yep. It was to make me feel better.
Right. Because if you gave them the little help and they became something, that was going to make you feel good.
Yep.
And confirm that's all I needed.
Yep. But the reality is that probably only works on about 15% of people.
If that.
If that. Most people, they'll see you pushing the wagon, and it's their wagon. And once they realize you pushing, they stop.
Man. Oh, I don't have to push this anymore? This was supposed to be temporary.
Right.
I'm helping.
This was supposed to be so you can get a break and you can get back to pushing your own wagon up this hill.
Man, bro, you just made me remember. Whoo! I just felt the anger come up. There was this guy I used to work with, and he got fired or whatever. And he had kids. He was going through it with his baby mama. He was going through it with the girl he was with. You know, he really needed a job. I want to say he like lost a place. I don't remember what happened to the house. Like if he ended up losing it because of the job or something happened to it or whatever, right? So I was like, bro, let's get a plan together. We sat down, made a plan. He was gonna stay with me for a little while. Let's get him a job. I was gonna help him get to and fro, all this stuff, blah 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 blah. And when I tell you, this man spent about a month lying to me about looking for a job. I'm trying not to get mad right now thinking about it. Man. And then when I talked to him, he hit me with the, man, I'm just going through so much. I need a break right now. My nigga, you got me footing your bills.
Yeah.
You can take a breath after you figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, I'm coming. It was a time I came home from work, the job we used to have together. Mm-hmm. I come home. My house dirty. There is a woman I do not know and have never seen before on my couch with him and her kids.
Oh.
And y'all help yourselves to my pizza that I had in the freezer that I was going to put in the oven when I came home. So my house is dirty. Y'all ate my food. You watching my TV.
And you invited extra people here.
Not only do you not have a job, why does she know where my apartment is?
Yeah.
Just for me to find out that you lied to her as if this is your apartment.
Wow.
Oh, that nigga had to go.
Yep.
And even after I kicked him out, like 2 other women came to my apartment looking for him.
So he was just
holding the whole time. Just on vacation.
Now you gotta go now. Burnt the bridge. And I really don't understand why people do it, and then why do they expect for that to even last long term?
Bruh. And he was older than me, by the way.
Age
like I was still in my 20s at the time, and he was like 38, 39.
Age don't bring maturity. I learned that.
I had to learn that, especially if we talked about my dating life before. But like, I'm like, bro, so you're knocking on 40. You have kids. You've got bills. You've got responsibilities. When are you going to grow up?
Yeah. I know a damn near 50-year-old right now going through a similar thing. And I'm like, what you doing? By that age, we should be starting to coast a little. Learn how to enjoy. Learn how to take time off.
Learn what's actually important.
Right. And y'all over here just still trying to go from house to house, bouncing around trying to impress some women.
You going from house to house and still asking where the hoes at.
Oh, man.
You can't do both, bro.
Oh, man.
First of all, at your age, you should be doing neither. But you ain't got a roof over your head and you asking where the hoes at?
Tell them they at work.
The hoes are in your wallet because you have no money.
Different
Patch
type of
your
hoes,
wallet.
but-
You're right. You got holes in your wallet. Patch that. Get a roof over your head. Figure out the other stuff later. But you are living off someone almost half your age. And all you worried about is finding some comfort in women right now. When you need to be worried about getting a job. When you need to be worried about fixing your car. When you need to be worried about getting another roof. So your kid has somewhere to go during your time you're supposed to have them. Oh, yeah, he had to go.
Would have had to go.
Had to go.
Would have had to go.
My bad. I think I derailed wherever you were trying to go.
Oh, no. I mean,
Triggered
we
a bad memory.
No, we got there. The problem I have though is trying to figure sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes trying to figure out that, like I said, that sweet spot between that strength and that weakness.
Yeah.
I have that bad sometimes. Sometimes I focus too much on the weakness part, and then I spiral.
Right.
And so I got to learn how to, which can be a strength and weakness in its own. I have to take that time to myself to kind of regroup. And in some cases, isolation can bring peace and clarity.
Right.
But in some cases, isolation leads to depression.
Because it's not peace, it's just quiet.
Right. That's the hard thing for me. Trying to find that sweet spot between those two.
And, keeping the analogy of like your home, as far as you having boundaries, the weakest part is, the door on the fence, the door in the house, the door of your bedroom. That's why it's got a lock.
Yep.
You have to decide, figure out who's gaining entry and access.
Yeah.
And that's how you maintain balance. Because if your house had no door and everybody could come in and out, stuff's going to end up missing or broke.
Man, all the time.
You got to figure out what's the door going to be. And like I said, for me, the door is mutual respect, understanding. If I see somebody is going to respect these boundaries, if I see somebody is committed to understanding, which is nothing but moving with love, they can gain entry. They can gain trust so that they're allowed to stay in my house. And when I see they're not doing those things, okay, now I got to figure out where you got to be. I'm definitely not going to trust you in my bedroom. Can I trust you in my living room? No. Can you at least be in the yard? No, you messing that up too?
Right.
You're going to have to stand outside the fence.
Because like you said, it's levels. First, you got to get through the gate before you can get into the house. Once you make it in the house, like you said, you might make it to the living room. You make it to that bedroom. That bedroom, that's a whole separate sacred space by itself.
Man.
Do you make it that far and you fuck it up?
And then if you're somebody like me, are you going to make it to my closet? Because my closet is atrocious. And I don't want nobody to see it. I've trusted. It don't matter where I've lived. I've literally had closets as big as rooms. I'm just bad at putting a closet together.
But that's where all the stuff
The
is hidden.
people I trust
Yeah.
have seen this closet. But I've had people who had no business being in my bedroom go be in my closet and be nosy. You think they came back over again?
Man. But it's got to be like that. It's got to be like that.
So that is finding your boundaries, is finding balance. And yeah, that's going to take time to figure out where the boundaries need to be, how many there need to be. How does your door operate? You got a key card? Like, do you need to have a key? Do you have to have somebody posted outside that thing? Do you need security? You know what I mean? Like, you got to figure out where your boundaries are and what dictates entry. And I think on the other pod we did, I likened it to a semi-permeable membrane for the people out there who were smart, right? Not calling everybody else dumb. Let's not do that. Just, okay, the biology nerds, let's do that. Like, it allows certain things through and it keeps certain things out. Mm-hmm. And that's how it has to be. And again, if you're doing that for you, you can respect people when they have boundaries. And if you're in relationship with these people, no matter what style the relationship is, you know I'm also not going to bring certain things into your boundaries.
Right.
I'm not finna come stomping through your place with mud all over my shoes.
Right.
I'm not finna come over to your house when I know I'm sick. I got the flu, now I'm coming over.
Like,
I love and respect you too much. I wouldn't do that.
Stay your ass at home.
You got kids. Now I'm bringing this to you and your kids.
Right. So at that point, you're not even thinking about my well-being. You're just worried about that temporary feeling that you want to feel, either some closeness or to be around somebody or whatever the case. Like,
because you care more about you than your community. Hell, remember when we worked together? Remember how I got COVID? That still makes me mad. I'm not gonna name you. You know who you are. Name starting with a J. So we worked somewhere together, y'all. That's how we met. And this person who worked with us had been missing for weeks. And I remember asking him one day, "Hey, y'all, have y'all seen Jay?"
You was on.
And they were like, I almost did. I had to catch myself. And they were like, "Oh, yeah, no, we ain't seen them. You know, they been out sick, whatever. So maybe like another week would pass. And then boom, I see them in the hallway. I wave to them. They wave to me. Cool. I go to my desk. I'm logging in, doing what I got to do. This person rolls up to my desk while I'm not paying attention and hugs the crap out of me. And I'm like, "Oh, hey, yeah, how are you doing? What's going on? Where have you been?" And their first words to me was, "I was so sick I thought I was going to die." And the first thing you did when you came to work was hug me? "Oh, no, you're going to be fine. I'm over it." I was sick 2 days later. Pissed.
Well, how did you say?
You
like,
know who you are. You know what you did.
You're gonna be fine. Like they're the doctor. You're gonna be fine.
Go to the doctor, and I was in that first wave. "Oh, we don't know what it is. It's some weird upper respiratory infection."
Right.
Thought I was going to die.
Well, the good news is you came out on the other side of it.
Barely. Ooh, I was so mad at them for a minute. Yo, which means to me, you also probably shouldn't have been back.
Definitely shouldn't have been back.
Definitely shouldn't have been back. But then the first thing you do when you come back is hug the crap out of me.
I'm glad they hugged you and not me.
Man, screw you. Ooh, I was mad. Oh my God. To this day, that's got to be the sickest I've ever been.
That was probably about to start right there. Like,
Yeah, because a few months later, shutdown happened. That was late 2019.
I bet you wish you had some boundaries set up for that one.
Bruh. Bruh. I needed them to have boundaries. So they would know not to do that. Because they wouldn't want nobody doing that to them.
But like you said, most people care about what they want.
And all they wanted was a hug.
Yep.
And almost killed me. I hope you see this and I hope you feel bad. If you contact me, I love you. But I'm still mad at you.
To this day.
To this day. To this day. I'm still mad at you. I'm going to let it go one day, but
Not today.
Woo, bro, was hot. Hot. I knew that's who I got it. I was perfectly fine. Sick as a dog 2 days later. Anyway, I derailed you again. My bad.
Nah, we good. But yeah, strengths and weaknesses. You got any? You think you know of a way or an easy way or a shortcut maybe to kind of pinpointing that sweet spot?
I mean, if you can have awareness and boundary implementation and correction, like if you already got some awareness and can accept your faults and you understand boundaries already, you can correct it quickly. But if you don't, is there a quick way to build a house from scratch?
Of course not. I mean, the best way to do it is you need a community in order to build that house quick. Community of like-minded
You're really
people.
right.
Yeah. You need a community of like-minded people. That's going to be your only way to get it done quick.
And it's got to be people you can trust.
Yep. Because if not, your house going to be lopsided. Or it's going to have foundation issues.
And even then, what's that whole engineering puzzle? Like if you do it quick and fast, you know what I'm saying? If you do it, what is it? If you do it fast and you do it what is it? If it's fast and it's good, then it's gonna be expensive. It ain't gonna be cheap, right?
Yeah.
And if it's cheap as fast and fast, it ain't gonna be good.
Right.
And so on and so forth. And I think that's true of damn near everything in life.
You just got to keep your mind.
I'm strong on my boundaries because it was not slow. It was not cheap.
Definitely not cheap.
And it is quality. I had to get my lessons out of the mud. And it's because I wasn't learning them. And it's why I learned my lessons so much fast. Even since we've been doing this pod, I feel like you can see the difference then. I think you knew I was a different guy when we started.
Yeah.
And I think you've been able to see the difference in growth between then and now.
Yeah.
Because I learned my lessons much faster.
You got to learn.
I'm like, I need to see it twice.
Yeah.
Oh, I had this problem. This happened. Okay, I wonder if that's anything I did about it. I'll be on the lookout for that. It happens again. Stop. I'm stopping everything. All right, what I need to learn. What happened? What's going on?
Yep.
Some lessons, it don't even take that. I also pay more attention when I get the check in my spirit. Nah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't go there. Nah, you need to trust that. Because I've seen way too many times where I didn't listen and shit went left.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of learning that lesson.
That way.
So I try to make sure, did I just get a check? Huh? No. Oh, I'm good. Yeah. I'm good, fam. I just got to know.
It's that, kind of like you said, there's sweet spot between.
Damn it. I touched the mic. I did it. I almost went the whole pod. Even only about touching the mic and all these other pods and making it make all these other noises.
I just noticed it.
So I was like, you know what? Let me get comfortable on this couch. Let me get this mic exactly where I want it. I will not touch this mic. And I just noticed.
Like I said, it's not an issue. It was just something I noticed you did. That's all. We're going to get you a handheld. Get you a handheld.
I might get a lapel, but hell, the way I move, it just, damn it, man. I almost made it.
But like it's that sweet spot between what you learned and your intuition. That's what that is. When
actually, I got it. I got it, and you were right the first time.
What's that?
Because I've been thinking about it the whole time. When I was building it earlier, I would do what I feel like most people do. You have a large pendulum swing. Mm-hmm. I've recognized an issue, and so I want to correct it. The issue was here. Mm-hmm. I overcorrect. I done swung all the way this way. Then after a while being way too far this way, I'm like, okay, that's too much. And then the pendulum swings. And I realize, I done moved to the left again. And it does this until it settles at the bottom, right? And I think that's what happens for most of us. Well, because I've done that so many times on so many different issues, you know what I do now when I'm going to correct something? I ask my fucking village.
Need to.
Because I'm trying to keep from doing the pendulum swing.
Yeah.
So when I go to correct something and get that together and tailor my strength and weakness in this area, whatever, and I'm like, I have people I can trust and I can be 100% honest with and be like, look, and I mean 100% honest because I know people say, you got a story, I got a story, the truth is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And I used to think, because of the way I am, the whole literal thing, right? I used to think that meant both sides are telling their actual perspective, not realizing that both sides, where that actually comes from, is from both sides being an unreliable narrator. You're telling your story from what you actually want to tell of the story, and the other person's doing the same thing.
Yep.
I tell it as it happened.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you're going to figure something out. Because if I go to my best friend, if I go to my boy Mark, and I'm like, was I wrong in this situation and how I need to correct it? I'm going to tell you the situation, how it unfolded. I'm going to tell you where my thought process was. I'm going to tell you if there was backstory to it, whatever. And I'm going to tell it exactly how it unfolded from what I can see. And when you do that and you've got people you can trust, they can, I see where you went wrong.
Yeah.
And I understand your thought process, but you got to think about this. And you got to do that. And when you're not when you're not honest and you're not holding yourself accountable. And we've kind of talked about this about people who fake go to therapy.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're either not telling the therapist the truth. Hell, you're not even telling yourself the truth. When I give you advice, I can't give you the correct advice, even when I'm doing my best. And I've got people in my life. I'm not even gonna name them, but I've had people in my life where I know beyond a shadow of a doubt when they're bringing me a story, they're bringing me bullshit.
Yeah.
I know 100%. I know they leaving so much stuff out, this, that, and the other, because all they actually want is confirmation that they're in the right.
That's it.
They're not looking to learn a lesson, get to a new level, make it past a loop, whatever.
And correct.
Learn to do better. They want somebody to just be like, you right, and I can't believe they did that to you.
That's it.
And it's why here we are. They knocking on big old ages and they constantly going through the same stuff.
Because they just want to be pacified. They don't want to correct.
And that'll never get you anywhere.
Never.
Ever, ever, ever. So it starts with wanting to be held accountable.
But that's a place you got to get to mentally. You have to you have to get to the point where you're like, all right, enough is enough. What can I do to resolve this?
You have to have all ego removed to the point where you want to be like, I just want to learn.
That's big.
It doesn't matter if someone is telling me I'm the one who's messing up or making mistakes in this area, or this has been my fault. It matters more to me to not have to go through this again than it matters to me to be looked at as if I was doing everything correctly. Because that's all homework is.
Yeah.
You coming home in the first, second, third grade with your math homework, me going over your homework before you turn it in, your teacher grading your paper. That's just accountability.
Yeah. That's it.
But you're looking at the paper and wanting me to give you a 100 when you've missed half the problems.
Yeah.
And for me to knowingly do that, I'm not your friend.
Yeah. You're pacifying.
And that's how all of these guys and girls get trapped in these yes man circles. And none of y'all are getting anywhere. Or what's sad is sometimes is when your friends are moving on and getting somewhere and you ain't, because they understand you can't handle accountability.
You don't even want to. Damn.
And because you have walled yourself off, have put yourself in this fictitious bubble, you're telling yourself, well, I'm better than her. She don't deserve that. I'm better than him. I don't understand why he's getting ahead and I'm not. They know you can't handle accountability. And when you can't handle accountability, it also means that they know you ain't ready to do no work. You can't get where I am. You can't put the work in. You can't even face yourself to put the work in.
And you're going to stay exactly where you at until you get to that point where you're ready to be accountable and ready to put that work in.
And when I talk to people about my weight loss, there are some people who ask me, and I'm not joking. They be like, how'd you do that in a year? Blah, blah. I tell you, but you don't want to do what I did. Yeah. I'm not even joking. I already know. You don't want to, especially when I really started losing weight, I'm doing intermittent fasting. I'm eating between 2 and 5. Mm-hmm. I'm paying attention to my macros.
Yeah.
I'm working out once or twice a day. You don't want to do what I did. I already know.
I know.
I'm not telling you to diet. I'm not telling you to workout plan. You're not going to do it. I'm finna sit here and waste my breath.
Yeah.
Go away. And then I have people that I know are serious and I walk them through it. And I walk them through how I built up to it. And I can see them. And sometimes they beat themselves up and fall off the wagon. And I'm like, yo, it's fine. Just get back on the wagon. You'll be okay.
That's it.
It's not the end of the world. It took you a while to get here. You're still alive. You're going to keep living. As long as you live and keep trying, you'll make it.
But that's how you know who really want to put that effort in, like who really want it. They beat themselves up about the misstep.
I know they want it, but they're just going capacity. They're going about it the wrong way. Their intention is not to beat myself up and never get back.
Yeah.
They just got the wrong habits.
Yeah.
I had to learn that same thing. Why can't I lose weight? And I'm so mad at myself. My habit is wrong for beating myself up, hating myself, cussing myself out. And then now I just can't get back on track. When if I love myself, I'd say, hey, it's okay. Pep talk yourself. Like my big thing, which I realize about myself, say I've been off the wagon. And then I'm trying to get back in the gym. Cause it's honestly, as far as eating right, I can flip a switch. I'm there now. I can flip a switch.
Yeah.
Getting back in the gym, I am a gym rat, but you have to get me back in there.
Yeah.
Like once I'm out. Get me back in.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna have to drag me. But if you got me in for about a week, you can't get me out the gym.
Yeah.
So it's funny. The only thing I realize about myself is like, if I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym Monday, right? I'm gonna start off the week right. Go to the gym. My mind is already building all these barriers and excuses to not go. And what I've realized is if getting to the gym is too much, and I'll show you why I did that in a minute, I'm not going to go. So my too much is, all right, okay, it's Monday night. Because most of the time, if I do one-a-day workouts, I like to work out at night. Ain't nobody there. Work out as much as I want to. I'm going to get good sleep afterwards. It's Monday night. It's time to go to the gym. I can't find my gym clothes. I'm looking all over the house. I done found the sweatpants. I can't find the hoodie. I find the hoodie now. I can't find the t-shirt. I found the t-shirt. I got certain shoes I wear to the gym. I can't find them. And if I did find them and I had to expend too much energy finding it, I'm not going to go tomorrow. So I will literally look at myself Sunday night. Okay, we want to go to the gym Monday. And for real, start the week back off right. Get back in a good routine, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know you're going to be bullshitting Monday.
Yeah.
Go lay your clothes out right now.
Yep. Go get that bag ready.
And so when Monday night comes around, if my clothes are all laid out for me to go to the gym, even though I still don't want to go, I can put them on and I can talk myself into getting to the car and I can talk myself to getting to the gym.
Yep.
But if I have to go through the process of finding my gym clothes, I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
And for me, it's as simple as that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just that small habit of doing that. You can do that small habit every Sunday. Prepare yourself for Monday. Push through.
But even learning that came from constantly trying and failing, but telling myself and loving myself enough to, it's okay, try again.
Yeah.
It's okay, KJ, try again. You didn't get here overnight. You're not going to get out of this overnight.
Nope.
And you didn't get to here in one flat line. You're not going to leave it in one flat line.
Not at all.
Just don't quit. Just try again.
Just keep
And then
going.
I learned, okay, if I want to be on track and go to the gym, I just got to make sure I got my clothes laid out. Matter of fact, I think my next step needs to be having more than 2 sets of gym clothes. If I got 5, 6 sets, kind of makes it a little harder.
Yeah.
You know, so, because for me, that's, like you said, the quick point, and I feel like you probably do still need to go through building your proper foundation so you even know, for a fact if you did all of that, you can trust the person you're coming to. Mm-hmm. If you've healed yourself, you have no problem being earnest when you're having that conversation.
Yeah.
And then if you've done all of that, you can trust the conversation as well. So that I know, okay, this person knows me and loves me. I know me and love me. We're having this conversation free of judgment and they're being honest.
Yeah.
And because I can trust their judgment, I can trust that what they're saying is right. They saw it this way. And sometimes I got to go to 2-3, but I know I can trust these 2-3.
Yeah.
Because they all might see it a little differently, but I see all the commonality in what they're saying.
There you go.
And now I can digest it better and incorporate it into what I'm actually trying to build.
Yep.
So
then you just got to apply it.
And that applies on you. And you're not always going to apply it perfectly or apply it correctly. But I want to treat myself the same way I treat somebody who is within my boundaries. And I'm treating them with grace and giving them a second chance because I care about them. Well, I'm finna treat me the same way.
That's it.
I already know my intentions with myself aren't bad. Well, if I know my intentions aren't bad, then I know it's not a will issue, it's a skill issue.
Yep.
And as long as I'm willing to honestly and earnestly work on the skill, I'm okay with that.
That's it.
And I've been like that towards people. I need to be like that towards me.
You first, then everybody else.
And if I don't do it that way, I'm not going to be able to help anybody anyway.
Exactly.
So,
Good talk. Good talk.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's some great points that we made there. Of course, I want to thank my man KJ for coming out, per usual.
oh dang, I beat you this time, huh? I'm boned.
You did beat me
now.
this time. You beat me this time. I've been sipping slow purposely.
I pregame because you know stuff you be making sometimes.
I made sure I ain't made nothing too strong this time.
I had a good 40 ounces of water before I showed up. Make sure I had some wings.
Make sure you have some food on your stomach.
Hey, you weren't gonna get me this time.
Well, all right, so yeah, that was a good show today. Like I said, I want to thank my man KJ for showing out, as he always does. Until next time, sit down with us, have a drink, and cheers or Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. And just chill to the next episode.